So the microphone.
Check.
All right, Most High in Christ. Is it ringing? Is it ringing up front right here? Not too much. Yeah, you too hard. Yeah. You don't know that you good, right? Yeah. We got like 2 minutes before we get started. Make sure everybody tore. So like it's Samuel, you close that door for me, Baba Kusha. Door it out. Everything tore. Most High in Christ. We're gonna try to get this thing knocked out today. Good. But Most High in Christ. All right, clap it up. Y'all know what time it is. Once again, we're the I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, operating up under Command and General YAHANNA. You understand? We are not affiliated with anyone. You understand? If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth. You understand? In the I.S.U.P.K, we go across state lines and countries, and we cross our boundaries to bring our people this truth of the Bible, man. So we're in the Feast of Purim, and we're gonna break down the truth about, you know what I'm saying, about how a sister should act. You understand? The story of the Feast of Purim is to call back a sister that did a marvelous thing for the nation of Israel. You understand? It's to remember a righteous sister and her real strength, right? So today, when we talk about women and their real strength, what does it normally apply to, Baba Kusha? When we talk about today's sister, what does strength looks like to a sister today, Baba Kusha? Go ahead, show me out.
So like is her to be independent.
Independent. What else? So y'all know how I do. So y'all might well get ready to pass these mics around. So we're gonna get on it. You know what I'm saying? So we say independent. What else? Monkey, y'all, you get yours too, Baba Kusha. Go ahead.
Check.
The spirit of a strong sister.
Strong sister. I'm talking about in today's society. What do strong women? What are some of the characteristics that women often associate themselves with as being strong, Baba Kusha?
She got her own house. She got her own car.
That was INDEPEND. Do you know what that means? Lost, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? That there are some women who think strength come with how loud they can be. You don't tell me what to do. You ain't my what? You ain't my daddy. You know what I'm saying? You don't pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? And I go, right? That's considered to be a strong woman, correct? You understand? Somebody that's sassy. You say something to her sister, she got 30 words back. Sit down for a second. You don't tell me to sit down. I sit down when I get ready to sit down. I stand up too. You ain't my daddy, right? You know what I'm saying? These are the things, like we say, independent. And then we also think today, we think that their strength is attached to their sexuality. You understand? It's how provocative she dresses. It's the sexual freedom. You understand? It's that thing where I can dress how I want to dress, long if I'm not acting like the thing I'm dressed like. You understand? Like that's strength, right? I may be dressed like this, but I'm not a whore. You know what I'm saying? Because I have physical constraint. So just because I'm dressed like this, don't mean you can treat me like that either, right? Some sisters continue like they think that being rude is a form of strength. Like how fast you can intervene in a conversation. I cut the conversation off because they weren't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Being rude is a form of you know what I'm saying, strength. But a lot of sisters today, not all, but there's a lot of sisters today that do not know how unpleasant that is to be around. You understand? That is a very unpleasant thing to be. When you deal with a sister who think independence or, you know, that their sexuality is a form of strength, is real unpleasant to be around. Meaning you can be around a sister like that, but the first time you say something to her, it's an issue. So then you go right back to not wanting to be around a sister. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather be by yourself. What the scripture says, I'd rather dwell in the roof. You know what I'm saying, and deal with that. It is very unpleasant. But tonight we're gonna go into the stories. You know what I'm saying, and we're gonna find out what is strength, and we're gonna give an example of this sister, and we're gonna learn. You know what I'm saying, what strength is. You know what I'm saying, and we also gonna learn how our oppressor has always been. We're gonna learn the true spirit of a woman tonight. So let me get the book of Esther, Baba Kusha, 1 and 1. We're gonna start the book of Esther, and we're in the Feast of Purim. So if you got food or anything like that, go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, y'all start serving the food out there online on YouTube, whatever, you know what I'm saying. They out there listening, they're gonna start serving. All right, you got something, y'all? Come on. All right, so the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1, Baba Kusha.
Come on. It's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. Mm-hmm. This is Ahasuerus, which reigned with Slakia from India, even unto Ethiopia, over 107 princes.
Now, Ahasuerus was, and this time frame was what is it? What empire was this, Kodon? The Persian and Mede Empire, right? The Persian Empire, if you ever seen the movie 300, y'all ever seen that movie 300? Oftentimes they tell us that we were the 300, right? We wasn't the 300. We was not. This is not Sparta. We wasn't that. But can anybody guess who we were? We were in the movie, you know. So we was in there. But can anybody guess who we were in that movie 300? Come on, Shamil.
So, like I said, I think it was the Mystics, the one that had they face covered with a mask on. They was the ones that everybody was afraid of. The very first ones he brought to the front line to take on the Spartans.
La. What else? Y'all remember the King Darius, right? When they had him up on the thing, right? We were the people that were carrying King Darius. You understand? We were the ones that was in captivity during that time frame. Our people was the ones that was carrying him. And what happened when they sat him down? Who did they sit him on top of? Y'all remember in the movie? Y'all remember how the people that was carrying them they bend over, right? They bowed down. And what did he do in that movie, Quidon?
So like it, sir, he walked on the back.
He walked on the top of them. He walked on the back of them. When you talk about, see, that's us. All right. So I'm painting the picture for y'all so y'all see it, right? So in the movie 300, that was us. We were the ones that King Darius walked on the back of, down off his high horse or his chariot. You understand? Come on.
So like it, sir, would Ahasuerus be the same as Xerxes?
Xerxes. Yep, Xerxes. That's it. So this is how you know this is our record book. This is real life. You understand? Read verse 2.
Come on, sir. It's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 2. Mm-hmm. That in those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, mm-hmm. which was in Shushan the palace.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes mm-hmm. and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces mm-hmm. before him.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days.
So what's going on right here? The king is having a what? He having a 6-month party.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He having a party to show off what? What is he showing off at this party? Come on.
So like it's showing off his kingdom.
Yeah. It's showing off his power. He's showing off his wealth and his riches, just like a king would, right? I'm showing you all the things that I done accomplished, all my lands, all my money. I'm showing you, right? And I'm showing it to the people who I invited to this party. And now we're gonna turn up for 6 months, like a long party. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Come on, verse 5. And when these days were expired, mm-hmm. the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan,
go ahead.
The palace,
mm-hmm.
both unto great and small, 7 days.
Both unto who?
Great and small, 7 days.
Right. So this went on for 7 days. This was a turn up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, he having a ball. Imagine going to a place where they partied for 6 months straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like the fact that you having a party for 6 months straight. It's the fact that you have enough wealth to have a party for that damn long. You know how much money you have to have and how much power you have to make your people cook a meal fit for a party for 6 months straight? I mean, you got all the strong, all the alcohol, everything, all the you know, the music every night going strong, right?
That's right.
They were turning up, right? Drop down to verse 9 for me.
Come on, it's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus.
Read that again for me.
Come on. Also, Vashti.
And also Vashti, right? Come on.
The queen.
The who?
The queen.
Now, Vashti was a queen, right? So we already said what the king was doing, Quadon.
Come on.
Right, so now it's about to break down what who's doing.
Vashti, the queen.
Come on, all right, go ahead.
Come on. Made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus.
Now, she done made a party to the women.
All right.
So in spirit, what is she doing? Now this her man now. This is her husband. Like he having a party of his own. Now she decides she want to have her party too. Right. What is this right here? What is this showing?
Salaki, sir, it's showing separation.
Come on. So you said, what'd you say, sis? Competition. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now his wife said, if you had a party, I'm gonna have my party too. You know what I'm saying? She in contention with her husband, right?
Right.
Read on.
Come on, sir. Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
On the 7th
Hold
day.
on, Salaki. Now who was attending this party with Vashti?
Salaki, sir, it says the women in the royal
The
house.
who?
The women in the royal house.
Oh, so now she got women with her too now. Right. So she got the sisters with her, right? And the brothers over there, all right? Read verse 10.
Come on. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine,
mm-hmm.
he commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha,
mm-hmm.
Zathar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus, the king.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal. To show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. So
what did the king ask us to do? What is the king asking her to do? Like, what did he ask the servants to do? Come on.
So like I said, he's asking them to bring his rib, so you know, or the queen here, that he can show off, basically show her off.
Yeah, I done showed you all my wealth and all my land. You know, you seen the 26 rims on the car. You know what I'm saying? You seen the candy paint flipping. You know what I'm saying? You see, I got this 5-story condo building laid out with plush. I got an all white room that don't nobody go in. I got this new ballroom piano in there. I got all this nice stuff, right? And everybody like, oh man. But what did he save for last, y'all? What did he save for last?
Salaki, I guess it's beautiful rib.
Ooh. Oh man, he said, you know what? You done seen all this? I got one last thing I want to show y'all. Vashti, come here. Present yourself. You know what I'm saying? Come hither. You know what I'm saying? So he said, you know what I'm saying? Salaki, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to it tonight, right? It's Lord willing, Spirit of the Most High in Christ, right? So he's like, yeah, I want to show you off. You know what I'm saying? I'll show my power. Now I want to show you off, right? Read verse 12.
Come. But the queen Vashti refused.
But what?
The queen Vashti refused.
She did what?
The queen Vashti refused.
Go ahead.
To come at the king's commandment
mm-hmm.
by his chamberlains.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burnt in him.
So could you imagine that? You a king. You a king in your house, right? All the men, yeah. Come hither. I got all this land. I got all this power. I showed my friends. Show me, y'all come check this out. See this car right here, man. I got all. Boy, you see all these chains. You know who run this thing? I run things around here. I run so much. Hey, Vashti, come hither. Right? Salakia. Come. I said, Vashti, come hither, right? But she said, what, Quadon?
Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Esther. It says she refused.
But she did what?
She refused.
Vashti was having her a hot girl summer, man.
Ooh-wee.
Vashti was having her a hot girl summer. And in her mind, she thought she was where she needed to be. She was exactly where she wanted to be, right? You know what I'm saying? She was having her own independence. She was on her independent thing, correct?
Right.
Because she did what?
She refused.
She refused, man. Read on.
Khan, sir. Says
hold on, Salakia. Let's do this now. So the king, we see that she refused, and the king was what?
wrath.
He was pissed the hell off.
That's right.
But why was he pissed off? So like, get a sister mic. We're gonna talk to the sisters tonight, Baba Kushaw. Hold on to the mic, Baba Kushaw.
That's right.
Come hither. grab this rain for me, Quadon. The water. Right? So let me ask you a question. So shalom, brother. Little Christ. So let me ask you a question, sis. Why was the king pissed off?
Salakia, sir, because he asked his queen to come and she refused to come. So she embarrassed him.
She embarrassed him, but what does it mean to disrespect a man of that stature? What is she showing in that moment?
He has no real control.
What else?
He's weak.
What else? See, that's what I wanted to ask.
That's right.
You know, and oftentimes our sisters sometimes see the position of a man and often think that it's something wrong with the man. Like he's weak, he's not this and all that. It just, in this story, just a simple form of disrespect. It doesn't matter whether he was weak or he was strong or was he in control. It's just a simple form of disrespect. You a man of that stature. Obviously, you've sent your men on countless missions, right? And those men perform the services under you. And then your rib or your woman or your wife at that time disrespects you like that in front of who? Everybody, right? Read on, Quadon.
Khan, sir. It says,
and Salakia too. Now, what did Vashti also do for the sisters that was there? What did she just come on?
Salakia, sir, Vashti set an example of not having to be obedient to your husband.
Right, which is what?
Salakia.
Come on,
showing
sis.
respect.
Come.
She showed the other sisters that they don't have to respect their husband.
That's what she did.
She's the queen. She didn't respect the king.
Come. She just showed the other sisters what not to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how the other sisters knew how not to be? Because the king was what?
Wrath.
He was hot. He was hot about it, right?
That's right.
Read on.
Khan, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Then the king said to the wise men,
Mm-hmm.
which knew the times, for so was the king's manner.
Hold on, Salaki. He did what?
They knew what it was.
They knew what time it was, right?
That's right. That's how you
Right.
know that's how people.
Yeah. Right. You understand? So you got to remember that this story is about at this going on right here. These were heathens, right? These were heathens, but even they knew what time it was. It's no different than today. You don't see a Chinese woman in the news or in social media typically disrespecting their husbands, man.
Right.
You understand? It's not a thing that you see in the news. You don't see no Koreans, none of that. You never. I seen one other day where they was in the what they was at? They was in the what you call it? The beauty shop, not the beauty shop where they go in and get the hair supply store, beauty supply store.
Right.
And she said something against it. He was like off gate. And she went on like it was normal business. Wasn't no police call, anything. Right? So these other nations have always understood where their position was in women versus men. You understand? Read on.
Khan.
Turn that one down just a little bit. Turn this mic down just a little bit right here.
Come on, sir.
The water. Most high Christ.
It says, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment.
Come on.
Verse 14. And the next unto him was Karshina.
So like, drop down to 15 for me.
Come on, sir. This is book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law?
Mm-hmm.
Because she have not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. Verse 16.
Stop. So what is the king looking for an answer for? Well, what does he want an answer for?
Salaki said her disobedience.
I mean, but what is he saying? You right about disobedience, but what do you want to answer for though? The king is saying, how we gonna deal with this? Y'all seen what she just did to me? I'm the king. I got all this land, all this property, and everybody watch her disrespect me like that. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with her ASAP. Right? Read on.
Come. Verse 16. And Memucan answered before the king and the princess Vashti, the queen had not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus.
Mm-hmm. So what is being said right here, Shum, y'all? Salaki.
Salaki, sir, is they kind of like, if you don't check this, we all about to have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So Salaki.
It all of us know this. As brothers in here, we all know this already, right?
That's right.
And the king can't get no respect. Well, damn. Ain't got a fighting chances here, right? If the king ain't got his woman in check, I already know. All the other women in here, they starting to swell up already. They already got a 100 to-do list already, ready to pass out, right? Read that again, Quadon.
Come. This is the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 16.
Come on.
And Memucan answered before the king and the princess, Vashti the queen have not done wrong to the king only.
Yeah, she ain't just done wrong to the king. She didn't just disrespect the king. She did what?
But also to the princes.
Also to the princes. Because why? Because them princes has what, Quadon? They got ladies too. Right? Also to the princes. If the king ain't got his woman in check, I know I'm in trouble. You understand? Come on, Shamyo.
And what's heavy is I don't think sisters realize that other brothers, you embarrass a brother in front of other brothers, you made it 10 times worse.
10 times worse. This is what not to be out there, sister. This is not a form of strength that you're looking at right here, right? This is not a form of strength, right? Read on, Quadon.
Come. It says, and to the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. Verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall
come. Hold on, Salaki. This one deed did not just disrespect the princes, it disrespected all the people, right? All the people that was up under King Ahasuerus' rule, man.
Right.
Why? Because it made everybody second guess his leadership. You understand? It also made every sister or every man in there like, what in the world is going on, right? Read on.
Come, sir. Verse 17.
Come.
It says, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not.
Now, what is this saying, sis? Baba Kusha.
Salakia, sir. She still said she wasn't coming.
Right. She still said she wasn't coming. But the truth about it is, if you don't listen, if you don't read that again, Quadon.
Come.
I'm gonna show you how heavy this is.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women.
For this deed, for this form of disrespect, right? This gonna be abroad for all women. Come on.
So that they shall despise their husbands.
They shall what?
Despise their husbands.
They shall despise their husband. What did this mean? Because of this deed, she despised her husband. What did this mean, sis?
Salakia, sir. Her not coming when the king asked her to come, it just shows the other sisters that they can treat their husbands the same way because she is the queen, he's the king. So their husbands are maybe in their eyes less than the king.
Come on,
So-
what this showed is this shows how much she hated her husband. This show how much she, if you have a husband, you don't listen to her, and you don't listen to your husband, you hate your husband. I don't think a lot of sisters not going to agree with this, but it's the truth though. Come on, sis.
Salakia, sir. So you're saying if you don't agree with your husband, that means you hate him.
Come. It's not just the fact that she disagreed with him. It was the act of defiance. It was the very act. She could have came and said, presented herself. Why wouldn't you want to show off for your man? What type of sister that I know if you're having having a huge gathering, everybody at the crib having a music playing. Remember, we've been partying for how long? 6 months. We've been having a good time, and I ain't even bothered you at all. Show me I ain't bothered at all, right? All of a sudden, we get ready to, everybody bringing out. Hey, I got one more thing I want to show y'all. Come hither, Vashti. I ain't going down there. All they gonna do is drinking. Who you think I am? I'm a piece of meat. I come whenever he want me. Hot girl summer on the brain, right? It's a form of disrespect. A man called. He didn't say, hey, get in the kitchen and wash the dishes. He didn't say, go fix my food. He didn't say none of that. He said, simply, come here. I want to show you off for my friends. Right? Read it again.
Come on, sir. That's the book.
I want to show you to the homies.
You want a verse?
Turn around. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't ever treat your real life. Don't never ask you. These are heathens, what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Read that again.
Verse 17, sir.
Come
on. It's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands.
They shall what?
Despise their husbands.
Now these ain't my words, sis. This in the records. It is showing you what happened at this point of disrespect. I didn't make this up. This is recorded history of what happened to other women once they see a form of disrespect. It also shows how influential women can be to other women. Come on, Shamyo.
And in the school, we teach that hate is to separate.
Huh.
So she was holding something separate from her husband and refused to come.
Absolutely. Hate is to separate. She was showing her INDEPE. Something I forgot how to spell it. How it go? They got so many letters nowadays. You understand? So that's what this was. It was a form of hate towards her husband. She despised her husband. Read on.
Come on. This is the book, Esther chapter 1, verse 17. Despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, the queen, to be brought in before him, but she came not.
And we all know this. You know what I'm saying? If you allow one woman to act a fool, what'll happen? They all gonna act a fool. You heard it say. Read verse 18.
Come on. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media.
Come on, read that with some. I want you to bring it to me.
I
gotta feel this one. Slack your bunk, y'all. If you don't mind. You know it. Yeah. Right. Right here. Yeah, come, Bible. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and get it started. Let's go.
Here goes. Come.
18.
Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes.
Unto what?
All the king's princes.
Unto all the king princes, that mean the one that followed his orders. Come on.
Which have heard of the deed of the queen.
They did what?
Heard of the deed of the queen.
They heard of this form of disrespect. They did what?
Heard of the deed of the queen.
They heard about her hot girl summer, right? Read on. Come.
Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
What's going to come out of this?
Too much contempt and wrath.
Let me break this down so some of the sisters out there can understand what he's saying. Y'all ever seen the movie Girl Trip? Yeah, come on. Y'all ever seen it? Sisters, y'all ever seen that movie Girl Trip? Where they all, somebody was divorcing from their husband, somebody was starting over. It was always something going on, right? And they had the idea that they were gonna go out and have a good time, New Orleans, if I may, and just have a hot girl summer, right? But they don't understand the type of what comes out of this, the type of contempt that comes out of this. It sounds like fun to disrespect your husband in front of your homegirls and all that stuff. It sounds good. But remember, you're going to be in the house with this man. How he going to look at you? You going to disrespect him? And you think we're just going to have a good time after this, right? They knew that what? Read that verse again, Baba Kushaw.
Come. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
You know what they knew? Because this theory here gonna mess every damn thing up.
Right.
All our homes gonna be jacked up right now. We already know this, right? Vashti just set the whole empire on fire, right? For being disobedient. Right. Sisters, this is what you should not be. This is a story that talks about what you should not be. That's the type of strength that sisters, that is not good for our sisters, right? There's a strength that is good for women, and there's a strength that is not so good. All right. This type of strength right here, deliberately disrespecting your husband, is not a what? Baba Kushaw. It's not a what?
Salakia, sir, a good strength?
It's not a good strength. It's such a dishonorable thing. That's not the type of strength. That loud mouth yapping and all that. Don't no man want to do all that. Men, we just want to see you every now and then. You walk through the house a little bit. Hey, how you doing? All right. You're fine. Fine. We don't take out. We men are simple. Make sure that you're smelling nice and you're sitting down, everybody taken care of and all that. That's good. All that, yeah. I'm out with my girls. I beat up. Y'all ever been through that, brothers? Salaki. Women say, like, I get that when I get there. I'll be home when I be home. You talking to her, she hang up the goddamn phone on you. What in you? You know what goes through a brother mind after that? Sisters they can't even imagine what going through a brother mind. It's all right. You hanging up phones now. But what if she do that in front of all her homegirls? Just real talk, right? We talking family, correct? She does this in front of all the women that's in the minivan, because one sister got 8 kids. So they all piled up in that goddamn minivan together, right? So all of them out, they having a girls' night out, and the man calling, he's, hey, if you want to call her, make sure you safe, you need anything. Don't call me, I'm out with my girls. I see you when I get home. Hang up the phone in front of all the sisters. What do other women know about that sister without saying it to her? What do they know? Sisters, if you seen your homegirl do that to your man, to Asalakia, to her man, what goes through the other women mind that's in the van, Baba Kushaw?
Salakia, sir, she has no respect for him.
And what else?
He's weak.
What else?
He's a lame.
What else? I'm gonna tell you something about real psychology, right? What happens is when women act like that, they are the weak ones. They are the lame ones. They are the ones that are not showing respect. They are the ones that are not honoring their husband. And whether the other women say it or not, they looking at her like, come on.
And Salakia, sir, that actually opens up a door for other women to want your man.
Well, they already want him anyway. They just never say it. You know what I'm saying? They never really say it. Because if he's a brother that has this type of power, like this king had, remember, he was a king that ruled over land. Y'all seen how Portia went after that African dude, you understand? Yeah. When you got money like that, a sister know you got options. Huh? Read on, Kwadon. I don't want to get too. I just what I'm saying is this type of behavior creates a chain reaction. This type of behavior creates a typhoon, if I may, to other women that would normally never disrespect their husbands. To have the idea that creeps in their mind that, yo, guess what? If the queen can do it, I should be able to what? Do it too. Read on, Quadon.
Come. Book Esther chapter 1, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
Hold on now. What was the solution for her disrespect, Quadon? So like, come on.
Salakia out of one. I'm supposed to be manning this computer over here.
Okay.
I got a couple of responses online about that first question you asked the sister. And Stephanie Spain says it's plain, disgusting, and disgrace for a woman to disrespect her husband and shame herself.
Right.
And Sister Kalaya Pa says she doesn't have any business about herself. She doesn't have any business about herself if she treats her man like that in front of others. Salakia.
Nope. So I knew this was gonna be heavy right here. So now all the sisters know this about each other already, right? They women know how when they call ugly other women, say you're acting real ugly right now, sis.
Right.
They all know it. It's us dummies that don't get it. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that think, we start thinking we know, oh, she just, we start making excuses. But other women know, like, wait a minute. Now we're gonna show them how to get down. But this time, this King Real, he had some backup, Quadon, right? What did this homeboy say? Read that scripture again.
Come. If it please the king,
If it does what?
please the king.
Hey, King, we got your back.
Right.
If we have your permission, sir. You understand? Read on.
Let there go a royal commandment from him,
Oh, we're gonna send this order out from you, sir. Come on.
and let it be written among the laws of the Persians.
Written
and
among
Medes.
what?
The laws of the Persians and Medes.
Now we just gonna write it, we just gonna keep it on a little piece of paper somewhere. What we gonna do with it?
And let it be written among the laws of the Persians and Medes.
This became a law. You understand? Read on.
That it be not altered.
That is what?
Be not altered.
Now we just gonna change it to maybe next year Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what?
Be not altered.
No, we're gonna make this law right here, and it's gonna what? It's gonna stick.
That's right.
Read on.
Come. That Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
They're gonna do what?
Give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
Hold on. Am I hearing that right? Quadon? Read that again.
Come.
He gonna do what? He gonna give it to who?
It says, let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
So you mean to tell me the king, because of her disrespect, he's gonna give her things to somebody that is what, sis? Hold on, I see what?
Salakia, sir, she was replaced.
So she was having a hot girl summer, but she was still what?
Replaced.
So you mean to tell me she was the queen and she had everything, she had access to everything that the king had, but she was what?
Replaced.
And not only was she replaced with what?
A more excellent sister.
Somebody to give her a hand, you understand? So yeah, why you think you having this hot girl summer, you better know something about this. They knew this sister right here, she was what? Always somebody that better. It's somebody always looking to take your place. You understand? Somebody always out there lurking to see what you're doing. And them heathens, even the heathens knew this at the time. You understand? See them heathens, they have this option. The heathen have this option to kind of be like, you know what? I'm tired of you. You know what I'm saying? Your toenails too long. I'm tired of looking at your toenails. You're completely disrespecting me. You're out of here, right? But guess what? As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, guess what we don't have? Come on, what we don't have? Come on, Bunker.
What's like your options?
We don't have that type of option. We don't have this option. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Quadon. I see you smiling. Come on, we don't have this type of option. So our job is as sisters and brothers to never act like this sister. Don't be like this. Don't be like this, because it shows like how other people gonna perceive your household and your relationship. Come on, Bunker, y'all.
So, like, if I may, Adawan, with respect to, you know, I know Kanye West, he going through a similar situation with his rib. She a Persian, if I'm not mistaken, right, Shamyar? She got the same spirit of Queen Vashti by leaving her husband. And she said she left him because she wanted to do something for her to make herself happy.
And guess what? Kanye was always trying to what? Show her off.
That's right.
He was always trying to present her in front of people. Y'all see that spirit? It don't change, y'all. It's still the same thing. See, and guess what? We don't have that option, and neither should we envy our oppressors. Meaning we should not want to do the things that they do. It shouldn't even be a thing. But here it go though, Akim. I gotta say this to my brother. I heard General Hyman say this all the time. He says 90% of picking a wife is what? 90% of picking a wife is what? Anybody know? Y'all don't watch the classes? 90% of picking a wife is picking a wife. 90% of picking a wife is picking a wife. Meaning what? Come on, somebody.
So, like, if I may, sir, meaning that you are, you know, assessing her to see if she has virtues.
To see if she's a what?
A virtuous woman.
A wife.
A wife.
What else? It's not just about the big butt and the smile. It's just not about all the things that you see what on the outside. Right. For the Akim, man, that 90%, that thing, when you picking a wife, you want to make sure that this sister has something that does not resemble anything like Vashti. Right. You want to make sure that she ain't focused on the hot girl summer, right? And focused on building the thing that you asked to build. Show her what's important it is that what we're trying to build. Right? Whether it's family, children, rental properties, whatever that thing is, a woman has to buy into the process. And she got to bring her gifts. And if that brother called to say, listen, I want to show you my wife. This is the type of woman that I have. She should be proud to present herself for her man. Come on.
Sister Stephanie Spain said her spirit.
Come on. That's it. So we talk about that even in Vashti. Good night. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And we also said, guess what? The heathens, we don't have the option to replace them. But what do we have the option to do? What do we have?
Yes, sir. You can get another rib.
Come on, you can get another one. You can get another one. Most High in Christ. But the one thing you got to know, you know, say you can be like King David. She start running off at the mouth tripping. What King David? He ain't have no kids with her. Right. Oh, you tripping like that? Don't you worry about it. I'm gonna have babies by everybody except by you. Right. Damn, that's something to swallow. The sister stuck with that one, boy. Drop down to verse 20, Baba Kusho.
Come on. It's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 20.
I'm about to say a woman, she ain't got to do everything right, but she better respect her husband, though.
That's right.
She ain't got to be able to make the perfect collard greens or the perfect baked chicken or any of that stuff like that, but she better respect her husband. I think a man will prefer that, Buck, y'all, right? All right, but you know what? Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. I'm going to stop at KFC tonight. Don't even worry about it. We good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't even worry about it. I'm good. She be like, you hungry? Like, I'm good. I ate a bunk y'all house. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Right?
Salaki.
Come on.
Cap said he don't have to eat your food. He can stop at Popeyes.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Salaki.
Yeah, come on. You can eat your food, right? Let's go. Verse 20.
Come. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
You know, he said, hey, we ain't gonna have this problem no more. We ain't gonna have no more hot girl summers out here, right? Even the who? Read that again.
Come. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published through all his empire,
Mm-hmm.
for it is great. All the wives shall give to their husbands honor,
Honor, come on.
both to great and small.
No matter what he got, right? I don't care if he driving a 1973 Pinto. You better honor that man. I don't know if he got the brand new STS CTS-V with the 12-star V-star North Star engine in that joint. You know what I'm saying? She better give him what? His honor. Right? It don't even matter. Most of the day, you know, Salakia. Go ahead. Read verse 22. Drop down 22.
Okay. Verse 22. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces,
Mhm.
and to every province according to the written, so like according to the writing thereof,
Mm-hmm.
and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house.
Every man should what?
Bear rule in his own house.
Every man should do what?
Bear rule in his own house.
Come on.
And that it should be published according to the language of every people.
To every people. To fix our problems as so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, we need to have a man in that house, man. A man that is saying, hey, listen, this good, this bad. Absolute rulership. Even the heathens understood that, right? The heathens understood that at that time, right? Drop down to chapter 2, verse 2, Baba Kushar.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 2. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him.
Hold on, so Salakia, so everybody following the story, right?
Come.
Everybody seen what Queen Vashti started out. She was a queen. She had opportunity to present herself. She did not present herself. She disrespected her husband, and because she disrespected her husband sent out a decree amongst all the people that say, "Hey, listen, don't ever do that again." Right? And because he was said, "Don't ever do that again," he sent out a decree and made it law amongst everybody. All right. All right. So we in chapter 2, verse 2.
Come. Then the servants that ministered unto him, let there be fair, Salakia. Then said the servants, Salakia. Then said the king's servant that ministered unto him, let there be fair virgins.
Let there be what?
Fair young virgins sought for the king.
What is the king saying right here?
Salakia said they said it now for sisters, you know, young sisters for the king to be sought out for him.
Meaning what? The king look out for some new. Huh? The king sought out for he got tired of all that yapping, all that disrespect. The king said, you know what? Come on.
God. This said the king's servants that ministered unto him. Let there be fair virgins.
The king's servants, they did what?
That ministered unto him.
Hey man, check this out. I know Vashti been tripping. We done figured out how to fix this, right? Hey man, check this out. This is what we gonna do. They said what?
Let there be fair young virgins.
Let there be what?
Fair young virgins.
Now we gonna get some mud ducks.
Fair young virgins.
Now he said some fair meaning beautiful, right?
Right.
Read on.
Sought for the king.
We're gonna go out and seek some new for the king. Read on.
Verse 3. And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan, the place, it's like the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Heg, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them.
Let them things for purification be given to them. Bring me something new, and let them purify themselves. You understand? What verse is?
Finish verse 3, sir.
Verse 3, right? He said, bring me something new. Give me something new. And this, I'm going to give you some time to what? Purify yourself, all right? Read verse 4.
Come. And let maiden, it's like, and let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti.
Let her be what?
Queen instead of Vashti.
Let her be queen instead of Vashti, right? She was being what, sis? Grab that mic right up for me. I want you to hold on to that word. She was being what?
It's replaced.
She was being replaced. Come on.
Come. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so.
And the king did so, right?
Right.
He said, let me find something better. You understand? You're the type of woman that don't respect your husband. Salakia. You think about, see, sometimes like men think that women like disrespect you because of the type of, like, because you ain't got no money, right? You got the bread. They be like, oh man, you know, this man had everything. This woman still disrespected him. This man had it all. Like he was the king, ran every damn thing. His rib still acted a fool, man. It ain't about the money. She hated her husband, right? She's more concerned about having a hot girl summer than respecting her husband. Come on.
Salakia, that's a heck of a job to be appointed to be an officer to go seek the highest.
Tell me how you seen her.
And not the low hanging fruit.
Right. Yeah, he went to go find the high hanging fruit. Right. Read verse 5.
Come. Now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai.
A certain who?
Certain Jew.
And now there was a Jew that worked at the palace, right? His name was what?
Mordecai.
Read on.
The son of Jair.
The
son of Shemiah.
Go ahead.
The son of Kish and a Benjamite.
Come on.
Verse 6.
See, this is what we've always done. Present yourself. Let me see your lineage, right? Let me see your what? Your pedigree.
Right.
Let me see what type of stock that you come from, right? Read on, Kodon.
Come, verse 6. Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity, which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, and carried away.
Right. So once again, y'all know that's how you know we was in captivity, okay? Read on.
Come, verse 7. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther.
He brought up who?
Hadassah, that is Esther. For so like his uncle's daughter.
Now what is this saying right here? Let me see if y'all caught it. Let me see if y'all caught it. What is this saying right here in verse 7? Come on. Who got it? Come on.
So like if I may, Mordecai recognized Esther's virtue. He recognized her quality.
That's why I asked. See who paying attention. Who got it? Good try though. You own it. Come on, read it again, Quadon.
Come. This is the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 7. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther.
What is this? What is that? Come on, I tell you. Come on, Quadon. Who got
like you said, like so Hadassah would be like a Hebrew name.
Come.
Come.
Just like today, right? You had a Hebrew name and her what? Her slave name.
Come.
Right? This how you know they was in what? Captivity. That's right. And the verse up above it just explained what happened to us and how we fell up under captivity in his empire, right? So read verse 7 again.
Come. And he brought up Hadassah.
Her what? Her Hebrew name.
Hadassah,
read on.
Come. That is Esther.
That is what?
Esther.
That is Esther. I brung up Shemyah. That is da-da-da-da. You understand? I brought up Quadam. That is da-da-da-da. Right. I brought up Zion. That is da-da-da-da. Gave you a Hebrew name, but we all know there's a, you know what I'm saying, the slave name as well. Read on.
Come, sir. It says his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother.
Go ahead.
And the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
He took for what?
His own daughter.
Now this is nothing. This man said, you know what? This how much of a family that we were. You know what I'm saying? When you had somebody who was lost in your family, we've always been the type of brothers and sisters that step in and raise somebody else's children. You understand? That's us. That is the spirit of the Lord's chosen people. So-called Black, Hispanics, and Indians. I had cousins that I called cousins that wasn't never my cousins.
So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan, the palace, to the custody of her God, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house to the custom of her God,
Right.
like a custody of her God,
Right.
keeper of the women.
All right. Drop down to so now they got Esther, right? You got Vashti, don't disrespect it, don't flip the game. Now we all the way down to she in the possession of the king. You understand? Of the maidens of the king, right? Read verse 12. Come on.
If I may, Bible, find a definition of her name.
What you mean?
Hadassah.
Hadassah, come on.
The Hadassah means myrtle tree.
What?
A myrtle tree.
That's see, when you come in here and you get your name, all of us know, like once you get the oil on your head, you become a new person. You understand? You get a chance to everything, whoever you were in the world, you're no longer that person anymore. You get a chance to what? Start over. You understand?
Right.
And all the things that you learn in here, you get the opportunity to what? Put them in play.
That's right.
Each and every last one of us. Read on, Kodon. Verse 12.
Come. It's the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 12. Now, when every maid's turn was come to go into the king of Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months.
She had been what?
12 months.
Go ahead.
According to the manner of the women, for so were the days of their purification.
Days of their what?
The days of their purification.
The days of their purification. Read on.
Accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil or more. With oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors and with other things for the purification, a purifier of the women.
Now, Bunky, y'all, I'm only asking you this question for one reason and one reason only. What does this sound like, my brother?
Come, this is the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 12. Now, when every maid's turn was come to go into the king.
Now, when every maid when it was their turn to come into the king, read on.
After that, she had been 12 months.
She had been what?
12 months.
It been 12 months. She been in the chambers for 12 months. Read on.
According to the manner of the women.
For
so were the days of their purification accomplished.
And this 12 months, their days of their purification was what? Accomplished, right? This thing happened in 12 months, right? Read on.
To wit, 6 months with oil of
They went
myrrh.
6 months with oil and myrrh, right? Which you mean all the lotioning up and the smell good, right? Read on.
And 6 months with sweet odors.
And 6 months with what?
Sweet
odors, right? Read on.
And with other things.
And with what?
Other things.
There's some more things. They got a special blend of herbs and spices that they can't even mention, right? It's a special blend that they got in there, Cordon. For 6 months that they ain't even mentioned, read on.
Right. For the purification of the women.
For the purification of these women. What does this sound like? Let me see if you catch it. You know what I'm talking about on the sis. You know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, just raise your hand. You ready? You don't know? Come on, Buck, y'all. What is this? What does this sound like? Just take a crack at it. I know you. Hold tight, sis. I got you. Come on, Buck, y'all. What does this sound like?
I'm still stuck on 7 with regard to him bringing her up. You know, he raised her up, but the only reason why he brought her up was because of her qualities.
Listen. Hold on. Let me help my brother out.
Yeah, please do.
Check me out. After that, she had been 12 months according to the manner of the woman. Right? That what it say, right? 12 months according to the manner of the woman. Right. And in this 12 months, Kawal, she had all. You understand? What? She had myrrh. And she had a special blend, right? And in that, she had sweet odors, right? And other things purifying the woman, right? What does this sound like? Come on, sis. Who got it? Come on, Bucky, yo, you got it yet? Come on, Kodon.
So like you said, it's like they were getting that sister hot and ready.
Oh. Turn it down just a little bit because it's ringing. One. Check. Yeah. Nah. What else you got, sis? What you got? What does this sound like? A sister is off limits from she coming to the school. She is only be to salute it only. Right? It sounds like what? 12-month rule.
Right.
She is here to shed herself for the world. That's why I asked you. You mean to tell me that Commanding General YAHANNA knows that there's a time period where a sister has to give the box a Sabbath? And Pastor Holy Hands don't know that? Read it again, Quadon.
Come, it's the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when every maid's turn was come to go into the king Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months according to the manner of the women.
To the manner of what?
Oh, okay. To the manner of the women.
That meaning what? She in that 12 months, she learned how to be a what? A woman. She did in the manner of what? The women, right? They taught her how to be a woman to please who? The king.
Right.
Read on.
Come. For so were the days of their purifications accomplished.
So what? In that 12 months, that days their purification was accomplished.
That's right.
Anything that was wrong with it was fixed. You understand?
That's right.
And you know, whatever that thing was, it was done. Right?
Come.
Read on.
To wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors.
With sweet what?
Odors.
With sweet what?
Odors.
With sweet what?
Odors.
Bath and Body Works with what?
Sweet odors.
What was it that maple flower bomb with what?
Sweet odors.
What's the perfume they be wearing? That honey bloom blossom from Victoria's Secret?
Sweet pea.
Sweet pea, whatever the hell. That Captain Tazari out, give him some. Quadar, what you doing in there, Quadar? What you got going on, Quadar? Don't let me find out, Quadar. Don't let me find out. You been watching them Captain Cesaria videos that lick me all over, you know what I'm saying? Her sister in there, she'd have got the, you know what I'm saying? In this 6 months, these sisters was what? They were purified, right? And that's what happened when you come into the I.S.U.P.K. You get that time. Come on.
Salaki, sir, that's so heavy because just like, you know, in our announcements, we say, you know, 6 months, you know, since she here to shed herself for the world. You know what I mean? That's it. First 6 months, you get the permission to speak to that.
Who is that sister normally around in that 6 months?
Her sisters,
The
the
other
women.
sisters.
Concert.
They're teaching us kun out of one kun. Right. Salaki, sir, if I may ask of you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Right. They're learning how to be a woman, right? A sister in the school, right?
That's right.
Right. And guess what else she gonna learn? She gonna learn Captain Zarya got them oils.
That's right.
She gonna learn about the, you know what I'm saying? Sister ain't never smelled frankincense and myrrh a whole damn life, Kawal. A brother walked by, smelled like frankincense and myrrh, said, like a blue hound. You know, they go to Holland, right? Read verse 17.
Sir. And the king loved Esther.
He did what?
Loved Esther.
He did what?
Loved Esther.
Oh, he loved Esther. Come on.
Above all the women.
And
she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins.
Now I wonder why. I wonder why. Why y'all think she obtained favor from the king above all the other sisters? Come on.
Because she was Israel, sir.
Come on. She was Israel. Who don't know that Israel's sisters are the most beautiful on the face of the earth? Who don't know that? That he knew it in the spirit. He loved her spirit about her, right? From top, he knew that what she was the one. Y'all ever heard brother say that? She the one. You understand? Read verse 19.
Come. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. Esther had not yet showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai.
He did what?
The commandment of Mordecai.
No, she did what she wanted to do.
Esther did the commandment of Mordecai.
No, she act like Queen Vashti. She did what?
Did the commandment of Mordecai.
And this sister was a humble sister. We showed y'all earlier in the scriptures, right? What not to do as a sister, right? Esther is showing you as an Israelite sister to do like that man asked her to do. You understand?
That's right.
Because her parents died. That was her father in that time right there, right? So when you come into this school, right, sisters, you may not have a father or a husband, but who becomes your father or your husband in the I.S.U.P.K if you don't have one? Commanding General YAHANNA, right? And when he give out orders and commandments, guess what? You should follow them. You shouldn't be like Queen Vashti. You shouldn't embarrass your father like that. You shouldn't embarrass your husband like that. You should listen. That what Queen Vashti, that what Esther did. And she was more beautiful than Vashti was. Right? Read on, Quadon.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 17.
Come on.
And the king loved Esther above all the women.
Drop down to 22.
So like it said, come on. And the thing was known to Mordecai,
Mm-hmm.
who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
Read that again.
Come on, this is the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was known to Mordecai.
Now that was a thing that was known to Mordecai, right? So we're gonna find out what that thing is. Come on. Salakia. Hold on. I want to go back. Where we at? We start at verse 21, Baba Kusha.
Come on. In those days while Mordecai sat in the king's gate.
So Mordecai was sitting in the king's gate, right? That means he had a position in under the king. Read on.
Come on. Two of the king's chamberlains.
Read on.
Bigthan and Teresh,
Mm-hmm.
of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hands on the king Ahasuerus.
They was mad with the king and they sought to kill him. All right. These two are here sought to kill the king, right? Read on.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
And a thing was known to Mordecai.
And what?
The thing was known to Mordecai.
Well, what is this saying right here? Mordecai knew what these two were planning to do, right? He knew that they were trying to come up against the king, correct?
Come.
Read on.
Who told it unto Esther the queen.
Now he went and told Esther. Hey, listen, them two guys over there, I think they're trying to put an end to your husband over here. You should watch out for him, right? Read on.
And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
She did what?
Certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
What does this mean? Come on.
So like it, sir. So she basically went and told the king what those two doorkeepers was doing or planning to do, and told her, like, sir, Mordecai is the one who told me that as well.
She did what? What was she doing, sis? What is she after she told the king? Well, what was she doing for Mordecai? No, you too are. Like that after they found out, right? After Mordecai found out that these two were planning to kill the king, Mordecai went and told Esther. Esther went and told who? Her husband. She went and told the king. And she gave, read that again.
Come.
22.
And the thing was known to Mordecai.
Mordecai knew that they was planning to kill the king, right? Read on.
Who told it unto Esther the queen.
Now he told the plan that they had to the queen. Read on.
And Esther certified the king.
And she did what?
Certified the king. Thereof in Mordecai's name.
She certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. Meaning what? She gave credit to Mordecai. She didn't say, hey, king, I know what's going on. She didn't say me. She told him, hey, listen, this is what's going on. I think you should be aware of this. Well, where you hear that from? Mordecai. See, that's a sister, right? You understand that that's a sister. That how our sister should be. She didn't take the credit for it. She gave it to a guy who she considered to be her father. That's why we say, hey, Most High in Christ, to Commanding General YAHANNA for allowing this thing to da. Most High in Christ. We're getting credit where what? Credit is due. Read on, Quadon.
Verse 23. And when inquisition was made of that matter, it was found out Therefore, they were both hanged on a tree,
Mhm.
and it was written in the book of Chronicles.
It was written in the book of what?
Of Chronicles.
The book of Chronicles, meaning what? The book of records, right? A record of deed. You understand? We're going to get back to that. In the book of Chronicles, that's where they kept these records, all right? So we're going to go to, drop down to 20, go to 3 and 1, Baba Kusha.
Common Con is the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mhm.
After these things, did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha.
Uh-huh.
Good night. And the
Agorite.
who?
Agorite.
Oh, Agagite.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Common. And advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, right, that the Agagite is Kawal, get me right on this if I may. They're a nation of Esau, correct? Khan. No, I'm saying, but Hammond came out of Agagite. Khan, you know what I'm saying? It was Esau, right? He was Esau, right? And he became the king's right-hand man, right? Read verse 2.
And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed.
They did what?
Salaki bowed
Mm-hmm.
and reverenced Haman, or Salaki Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not.
But what?
Mordecai bowed not.
But Mordecai bowed not, man. Oh man, it sounds just like Esau, right? Esau get right up next to the king and try to swindle his way in, his whole character, right? Always trying to be what? The right hand man, right? Come on, man. That sound familiar today, right? It's the same thing, right?
That's right.
Read verse 3.
Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate.
Hold on, but let me make sure we state this too. Who didn't bow?
Salaki, sir, Mordecai didn't
And
bow.
Mordecai was a what?
A Jew, sir.
Right. It must be something about them daggone Jews, ain't it? It's something about them people that do not bow to any damn body. You understand? Oh, they are roughneck. They don't bow to nobody. Read on.
It says, then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment?
Well, what are they doing right here? Come on, Kawal. Meaning what? You right, but bring it home for me so we understand it. What they doing?
They're just trying to, chalk some charges up on them. Or
Them
just
niggas-
pressing
them
them,
niggas-
intimidate them.
they cooning.
Yeah, right.
Why, man, what you messing with the king for, man? What you messing with Haman for, man? Huh? Read that again, Quadon.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 3. Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai,
Go ahead.
why transgressest thou the king's
Man,
commandment?
why you messing with the king, man? They said Haman said we were supposed to bow to him. What you doing? You trying to piss him off? Read on.
Come. Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them.
They did that. What they do to him?
Spoke daily unto him, and he hearkened not.
They
unto them.
spoke daily unto him. Hey, stop messing with this man. Please leave him alone, right? Daily, but he did what?
Hearken not
Read on.
unto them.
Mm-hmm.
That they had told Haman.
They did what?
Haman. They told Haman to see whether Mordecai matters would stand.
Now they snitching.
Right.
Huh? Now they snitching. It must be something about them Jews. They just don't bow for nobody, right? Read on.
For he had told them that he was Jew.
He told them what?
That he was a Jew.
They went and told him, say, hey, listen, I know you want all of us to bow, but this Mordecai fella, he ain't gonna bow to you because he what? He a Jew. Right? Read on.
Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not.
He did what?
Saw that Mordecai bowed not.
Come on.
Nor did him reference.
Uh-huh.
Then was Haman full of wrath.
He was what?
Full of wrath.
Now, you got to remember that it's just like you got to remember Esau from the nation of what? I mean Esau is what? An oppressor, right? Read that again. Keep that in mind. Now, when we say oppressor, we mean the white man, Baba Kusha, right? Read that again.
verse 5, the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reference, then was Haman full of wrath.
He ain't even, not only did he not bow, he ain't even reference him. He ain't even look at him. You know what I'm saying? That like the ultimate sign, like, man, you gonna get out of here, man. You ain't nobody. Read on.
And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed, verse 6, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
He did what?
Thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
I thought did Mordecai slap him? He did what?
Thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai
Man,
alone.
Mordecai had to have punched him in the face or something, right? Do y'all see that in there anywhere?
Well, sir.
Only thing he didn't do was bow to him.
Right.
You mean to tell me you want to put hands on him because he ain't bow to you? Come on, Kadon.
And so, like I said, it's so heavy too because this is the spirit of Esau, man. You know what I mean? He think he's the king. We supposed to bow to our king, Yahweh Shem Shah, not to this devil. You know, but of course he thinking he's the king over King Asuras, so he supposed to bow to him.
Come, read on.
Come.
Verse 6,
verse 7, sir.
Read
verse 6.
Yeah, read verse 6. Go.
It says, "For they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai."
Break this down for me, somebody, Baba Shaw. Break this down for me. Come on.
So, like I said, if I may, this is America today.
Come on. How you know that? What you saying?
Because that's exactly their agenda, to destroy the people, or the Israelites, Basque, Spanish, and Native Indians. So they come to make sure that they bringing up us against each other so that they can destroy us, just like Haman did here.
Now check this out. How many people disrespected Haman? One, right? Now how many people that Haman want to kill?
All of them.
He want to destroy all of them, man. Colin Kaepernick took a knee and the whole goddamn earth stopped. Skirt! No, y'all niggas have lost y'all mind. But I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show you the spirit of the devil, right? Let me get Isaiah 51 and 23. Let me show y'all something real quick. Isaiah 51 and 23, Baba Kusha.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down.
They said what?
To thy soul, bow down.
Well, what did Haman want Mordecai to do?
Bow down.
Go ahead.
That we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
Man, you gotta understand that when the oppressor is asking us to bow down, he don't want you just to bow down. What is he asking you to do? What does he want from you? What do he want? Come on.
So, like I said, to serve him.
That's true, but what does the oppressor? Y'all gotta be. I know the food is good. I know the food is good, but just concentrate on the class for a second, Baba Gashah. When he's asking us to bow down, what does the oppressor want from you? What does he want? Come on, sis.
To serve him.
That's true. You want it, but what does he? Well, what's the end result of all this though? What did the oppressor want from you? Come on.
So, like you said, if I may, what Haman tried to do to the children of Israel is to destroy all of them.
That's true. Y'all know what the oppressor want. Come on, Kawal.
I want you to worship him.
Y'all all on it. Y'all want me to give it to you? The oppressor wants your soul, man. He don't want. It ain't enough for you to just bow. We in this empire, it's not enough for you to learn goddamn 12 years of American history and stand up for a flag that never represented you. It's never enough. It's never enough that you send your children to their militaries. You learn their history. You learn their alphabet. You learn their English, their language, and you learn nothing about yourself. And it's still not enough. The oppressor wants your soul, man. What do you think butt breaking was about? What do you think they would rip the babies out of a mother's hand and say, I'm gonna use you for gator bait? Do you know what that does to a woman? To know that her baby, that they ripping out her hand, that she's never gonna see a child again. Imagine being told that the trail of tears that you're moving too goddamn slow. And because you're moving too slow, we're gonna string you up by the tree and rip the baby out of your goddamn stomach by cutting the baby out. The oppressor don't want you, he doesn't want you to just to bow down. The oppressor wants your soul, man. What do you think Christianity does to your mind? It's destroy your soul. It destroys the thing that we're supposed to have for one another. What do you think Christmas and Valentine's Day and birthdays, what do they do for you? They destroy your soul. Why? Because when you're in that type of spirit, oftentimes you're thinking about yourself. The oppressor is saying, bow down to Mordecai. Yeah, I know you just one man, Mordecai, but guess what? I want your whole nation to bow down. Why do you think they always trying to find ways to cut our YouTube off? Because we're not bowing down. Why do you think they always trying to find allegations to come up with something that the I.S.U.P.K is doing? Because they always want us to do what? Bow down. Mordecai was one man, right? And because that one man did not bow down, they wanted to destroy the entire nation of Israel, right? Go back to Esther for me, Bible Show. Verse 7.
Come on, it's the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 7. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman, it's like Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar.
Read on.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto the king, it's like unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered.
There's a what?
A certain people.
There's a what?
A certain
There's
people,
a what?
A certain
There's
people
a certain people, read on.
Scattered abroad
And
dispersed among the people.
They what?
Dispersed among the people.
Who did that sound like? So-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian. Once
right.
again, right? Read on.
In all the province of thy kingdom. And their laws are diverse.
And their what?
Their laws
and their what?
Their laws.
And their law, statutes, and commandments, and their what?
Their laws.
Oh, these certain people, they had what?
Their laws.
Read on.
Are diverse from all people.
They what?
All people.
And their laws were different from all the other people. Right? That was a certain people whose laws was different from all the other people, right?
Right.
The king said in America, yeah, y'all can smoke weed, but we say, no, we ain't smoking weed.
That's right.
In this kingdom, pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, we can eat it, right? But our law said what? Nah, you can't eat it.
That's right.
Right? This kingdom said you can only have one wife, right? But in our law, we said what? Boy, knock them down. They had certain laws, and they come from a certain people to let everybody know that what? We were what?
Diverse.
Yeah, we diverse, but what else? We're different.
Okay.
We're not like everybody else. That was a certain people that they knew was what? Different. Read on.
Neither keep they the king's laws.
Neither did they what?
Keep they the king's laws.
But niggas ain't never kept the king law, man. We always been on our own type of time. We've always been this type of people. Problem is, we so scattered and everybody got doing their own thing. We got some people that's in the I.S.U.P.K that know the importance of keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments, right? Then you got other people who want to envy the oppressor, that want to join with the oppressor. That's why they were snitching on him, right?
That's right.
Read on.
Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
Right?
Verse 9. If it please the king.
If it does what?
Please the king.
Come on.
Let it be written that they may be destroyed.
They may be what?
Destroyed.
Now, who came up with this?
Haman.
Haman came up with this. Why? Why did Haman come up with this?
So like I said, because Mordecai alone would not bow to
right. This one man didn't want to bow to the king. Remember that, right? This one man didn't want to bow to the king. So get what Haman said. Read it again.
Come on. If it please the king.
Come on, man. If it please you, king, come on.
Let it be written that they may be destroyed.
That they may be destroyed, right? They got to remember now, at this time, the king didn't know who Haman was talking about.
Right.
He was just like, yeah, man, you my right hand man. Of course, whatever you say goes, right?
Right.
Yeah, man, you want to destroy them? Yeah, they did. They ain't bowing to you. Get rid of them, right? Read on.
And I will pay 10,000 talents.
And I will pay what?
10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business.
Somebody do me a favor. How much is 10,000 talents of silver today? How much is that? How much bread is that? Somebody do the math on that for me real quick. Man, and somebody tell me what does this mean today? Like if you were to put this in today's language, what is he asking for? What is he asking for? Come on, Kawal.
Pretty much put like a bounty on Haman's head.
Yeah.
I mean, Mordecai, like
Put some bread on your. What's the word you said, Samuel? Gonna put a price on their head, man. So how much money are we talking about? How much money are we talking about?
Good night.
Come on.
So like it's I don't know what denarii is, but it says 10,000 talents would equal 6 million denarii or 6 million denarii. What is that? Denarii or 6 million days of work.
But y'all ask Google that for me. How much is 10,000 talents of silver today?
Google, how much is 10,000 talents today? Hey Google.
Oh, it says 3.4.
How much is 10,000 talents today?
On the website RiaHeraldNews.com, they say, now realize that 10,000 talents is 200,000 years of labor in 60 million working days. I also found an answer to this question. How much was a talent in today's money?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
On the website churchofjesuschrist.org, they say, the New Testament talent was the equivalent of 6,000 denarii. A denarius was a silver coin weighing 60 grains. At $5.42 an ounce, the silver in one denarius would be worth almost 68 cents today. Thus, a talent would come to slightly under $4,080.
Damn. $4,080 time what? How much? Good night.
So like you said, I got it here. It says, but the magnitude of God's so like let me go down. Now realize that 10,000 talents is 200,000 years of labor. It is 60 billion working days, what it says. In modern money, it is 3.48 billion.
3.48 billion. What does this scripture represent? Let me see if y'all in the room with me tonight. What does this represent? How much money was it again, Quadon?
3.48 billion.
$3.48 billion. What is this saying?
So like so it's saying like how the list and the strengths that Esau is willing to pay to destroy Israel.
That's true. But what's the spirit behind it? Let me tell y'all something about the truth, man. There is no amount of money that you can ever pay somebody like that's worth you keeping your righteousness. You understand? It ain't no, your righteousness, like it's priceless. You understand? Like you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is priceless. At this time, he wouldn't have given them all this damn money, right? For somebody to bow. Right? He's willing to put bread on their head to make sure that they bowed down. Mordecai didn't do it. So what are we breaking God's law, statutes, and commandments for? A good time? We breaking the law, statutes, and commandments to what? For people to like us? For you can be part of the in crowd? So you won't be considered to be the lame? That's why we're not keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments? You mean to tell me this devil was really willing to pay $4 billion for Mordecai to bow down and go against the law, statutes, and commandments? But our sisters are having abortions for free today, right? We smoking weed like it's the thing to do. We're the first ones to go get the Christmas tree and string it up. We think we're having a good time, right? Read on, Quadon. What time is it?
Come on. It's 8:36.
Come on.
And the king, verse 10, and the king took his ring from his hand
Mm-hmm.
and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha,
Uh-huh.
the Agagite, the Jews' enemy.
The Jews what?
Enemy.
Yeah, we had enemies, right? Though they trying to tell you we was all singing Kumbaya and we all good. We knew we had what?
Enemy.
Read on.
Verse 11.
Mhm.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee.
Right. So once again, like I said earlier, like he didn't know what Haman had in mind. You understand? He didn't know what the hell was going on. He just know this brother, you know, he wanted the bread to do whatever he wanted to do. He said, well, do whatever that you see him and fit in mind, right? Read on.
Verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants.
So he put a hit out on all black people, man. He put a hit out on all black people, right? Just because one man did not bow.
Right.
Read on.
And to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language.
Go ahead.
In the name of King Ahasuerus was it written, and sealed with the king's ring.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the letters were written, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old.
Read that again for me. They gotta hear this. Read that again.
Come on, this book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 13.
Come on.
And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces.
To what?
And all the king's provinces.
Come on.
To destroy.
To what?
To destroy.
To destroy. Read.
To kill.
To kill. Come on.
And to cause to perish. And so like all Jews.
All who?
Jews.
All who?
Jews.
The so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The who?
Jews.
Go ahead.
Both young.
But what?
Both young.
Both young. Come on.
And old.
And old, right? This was in the blood of the oppressor, man. He has always been this type of slithering danger on the earth, man. It's how slick he's always been. It's no goddamn mystery that we deal with the wicked man in the earth right now in America, man. We all know this, right? Read on.
Come on, sir. It says, old, young, and old, little, and so like little children and women.
Little children and women. It hit a little different when you talk about children. I don't care about what type of mindset that you in, but when you talk about harming children, like, and why is it such a nerve-wracking thing that you feel like, damn, you want to harm children? Because we all know children can't protect themselves, man. They can't protect themselves. Right? Read on, Quadon.
Come on, sir. And one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
Take the what?
The spoil of them for a prey.
Take the spoil of them for prey. Now, what is spoil? Spoil is the trash, man. See, you got to remember, they sent out a mission to kill all the what? All the warriors first. And then what was left? The ones that want to believe in Christianity. The ones that wanted to bow. The ones that wouldn't give them no problem. Right? That's who was left. Go to 4-1 Bible Kashar.
This is the book of Mordecai. This is the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 1.
Come on.
When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes.
Mordecai did what?
Rent his clothes.
Now Mordecai perceived all that was done, meaning what? He heard about the things that was going to happen to what? His people. And we know in Israel, we all talk about when you get to rent your clothes, what is it? Anguish, pain, hurt. He was feeling all of this because of the things that was going on with his people, right?
That's right.
Read on, Quadon.
And put on sackcloth with ashes.
Right, go ahead.
And went out into the midst of the city.
Come on.
And cried with a loud and a bitter cry.
He did what?
Cried with a loud and bitter cry.
Now, he didn't say nothing. He was worried about himself. He did what?
Cried like a cry with a loud and bitter cry.
He worried about his people, man. Come on.
Verse 2. And came even before the king's gate.
Go ahead.
For noon might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth.
Right, because no one is permitted to enter into the king gate with sackcloth on, right? Sackcloth was a material that we wore when you was poor or in mourning, right? You didn't have regular clothes on. You put on sackcloth when you was down and out. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Read on.
Verse 3. And every prince, so like in every province, whitherso the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning.
That was what?
Great mourning.
That was what?
Great mourning.
So while you want to celebrate Christmas, you got to remember our people went through what?
Great mourning.
While you want to celebrate Valentine's Day, our people went through what?
Great mourning.
You got to know that our children and women were killed because one man did not want to bow to an oppressor.
Right.
And because of that, that was what?
Great mourning.
Read on.
Among the Jews. And fast.
Hold on, amongst everybody?
Among the Jews.
No, come on. Amongst all the other nations?
Among the Jews.
I thought we was all together. What was this? What this morning came about?
Among the Jews.
So-called Black, Hispanics, Native Indians.
Right.
Read on.
And fasting and weeping.
Come on, man.
And wailing. And many lay in sackcloth and ashes.
Read on.
Verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her.
Do me a favor. Give me another read the Bible Kusha. Come on, Kawhi. Let me hear the mighty lungs of your Bible Kusha. Start at verse 4 for me, Bible Kusha.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 4.
Come on.
So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved.
She was what?
Exceedingly grieved.
Yeah, she was happy about what was going on.
Exceedingly grieved.
No, but she was in a good place. Remember, she was with what? She was with the king, right? She had all the fine oils and she had maids, but she was still what?
Exceedingly grieved.
Why? Because she loved her people, man. Read on.
And she was slacking, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai.
She did what?
Sent raiment to clothe Mordecai.
She still loved Mordecai, man. She said, no, don't put on the sackcloth. I'm going to send you some clothes so you can put some on. I know you're in pain, but I'm going to try to help you out the best I can because you took care of what? Me. Read on.
Come. And to take away his sackcloth from him.
Go ahead.
But he received it not.
What did he say? I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I'm good because of the things that I see going on with my people. I'm straight. I don't need that. Right. I'm gonna wear this sackcloth, right? That's what we do. That's what men in I.S.U.P.K do. You want to go to the Super Bowl party? No, I got Hebrew Academy in the morning.
Right.
Now you just want to hang out. Now I got to go to camp this weekend. Sister, what you cooking all that food for? Well, it's some men out in the I.S.U.P.K. You got to make sure these brothers stay full. You understand?
Right.
Man, making sure they stay strong and healthy because these are niggas that gonna help free my people. You understand? Right. Read on.
Book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 5. Then called Esther for I.S.U.P.K.
Go ahead.
One of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her.
Right.
And gave him a commandment to Mordecai.
Yeah, she said, hey, come on, let me tell you something. I want you to send this to Mordecai, right? Read on.
To know what it was and why it was.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So I.S.U.P.K went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate.
Go ahead.
And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him.
Yeah, Mordecai done told him all the things that he had gone through. Read on.
And the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay.
Did what?
And of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay.
He went and said, man, Haman put a bounty on our head, man. He got money on our head. He wanted to send this message to who? Esther. He wanted to make sure that she got this message, right? Read on.
Come. That Haman had promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews.
For who?
For the Jews.
For who?
The Jews.
No, the whole world.
Jews.
Man, the so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Indians.
Jews.
Read on.
To destroy them.
To what?
Destroy them.
No, to hug and kiss them.
Destroy them.
To bring them in so they all can get along.
To destroy them.
He wanted to destroy them because only one man didn't bow, right? So guess what Mordecai was doing? I'm going to show you the paperwork. I'm going to show you the decree that went out, right? And they wanted to what? Destroy them. Read on.
Verse 8. Also, he gave them the copy of the writing of the decree.
He did what?
Gave him the copy.
Ain't that what I just said? Read on.
Of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan.
Go ahead.
To destroy them.
Come on,
to
man.
show it unto Esther.
To show it to Esther and say, I know you may have heard this, but I'm gonna show you this so that way you'll believe that what I'm saying to you is real. This is type of time that they on right now, Esther. Right? Read on.
And to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him, and to make requests before him for her people.
Right. To make a request for who?
Him for her people.
For him for her people, man. Oh my goodness, man. Esther was talking about what? Her family, man. She wanted to help her family. You know what I'm saying? You're not put in a place like you know, a sister, like your bread, like your money, your job, all that independent crap. That don't mean a goddamn thing if you ain't talking about helping your people, man.
Right.
You can have a $600,000 job, $100,000, $1 million job. What does it mean if you ain't helping your people? Esther was showing our sisters what to do. Vashti was showing our sisters what not to do. Right? Read on, Quadon.
This book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 9.
And
the top came and told Esther the words of Mordecai.
So he took Mordecai. He took the message from Mordecai and took it back to Esther. Right? Read on.
Again, Esther spake unto a top and gave him commandment unto Mordecai.
Go ahead.
All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whatsoever, whether man or woman, shall come into the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
He gonna put him to what?
Death.
Go ahead.
Except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come unto the king these 30 days.
So Salakia. So Esther knew that she couldn't just walk up to the king. You couldn't just, hey king, let me talk to you for a minute. That how some of the sisters talk today. Come, you my man, you my husband. I can say what I want to say to you, right? Hey, someone got that, they get the neck roller. Esther knew she couldn't do that. She knew she had best, if she was gonna go in there, she had to go in there right. Otherwise, she gonna get what?
Put to death.
She gonna get put to death. Read on.
Verse 12. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther. Think not with thyself.
Do what?
Think not with thyself.
Think not with yourself. Come on.
That thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
What is he saying? Don't think you safe just because you're there with the king. You still a what? Nah, you're a Jew, but you know what I want. You still a what?
Still a nigga.
Yeah, you still a, huh? He had to remind her, you still one of us now. Don't think you safe up there with the king now. You eat them berries and them juices. Hey, you got a job to do. You better remember what I taught you. You better remember how I raised you. Right? Read on, Kawal.
Book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 14. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
Go ahead.
And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Go ahead.
Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days.
What is she saying? Go do this for me. Because I need this strength right now. You understand? You know, I've heard a story of Commander General YAHANNA fasting, man. I've heard of stories of him fasting and how he did it. I don't know how he did it. Because I know what's called it, they ever told me and put me on ease, set me back. So why not suffer for your brother, your sister, right? Right? Read on.
Neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day.
Go ahead.
I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
If I die, I die. But I'm going to speak to this king. I'm going to talk to him about what's going on with my people. Right? And if I got to leave up out of here, then I got to leave up out of here. Then what? So be it. Read on. Drop the 5:1.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the.
She put on her royal apparel now. Y'all gotta paint the picture now. Remember, she already bad. Read on.
Khan. Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house.
Now she was scantily clad.
Royal apparel.
Would she have her belly button showing?
Royal apparel.
She had on a halter top with some Daisy Dukes.
Royal apparel.
You can see the cuff of her cheek. She had on what?
Royal apparel.
This is a sister that still was beautiful, and she was royally dressed. Nowadays, sisters don't need nothing to the imagination. They wearing lingerie to the clubs nowadays. I heard about it. look, dog. You thought you about to get me, huh? Go ahead.
Khan and stood in the inner court of the king's house.
Go ahead.
Over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house.
Now you imagine this. Now you know, sisters, women. She's slick now. She was super slick. So she put on her nice gown, made it look real good, and she stood off like slayed off, like she was trying to not be seen, but wanting to be seen. Yes, sister, know what I'm talking about, right, sis? You know how you put on that thing, like you don't want to be seen, but you know you're gonna be seen. Sister, you know what I'm talking about. All the sisters know this. They know how to get a man's attention. Trust and believe me, right? Read on.
Khan, verse 2. And it was so when the king saw Esther,
and
the
queen
queen
what?
Saw Esther.
Oh, he's seen her, right? Read on.
Saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
Oh, soon as he seen her, he gained what?
Favor in his sight.
King was like, ooh wee. I've been too busy lately. You understand? I got too much going on. I need you, Esther, come here. Right? Read on.
And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter.
He did what?
Held out to Esther the golden scepter.
Now she went to him and said, I want to see you right now.
The king of Salakia. The king held out to Esther the golden scepter.
And she ain't said not one word. She didn't even open her mouth. The king went to her and held it out to her. I tell you, you understand? He held it out to her, and she did what? That's a like Kawal.
The king held out the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near.
She did what?
Drew near.
She did. She drew near, man. So you got to think about this. The strength wasn't in her neck rolling or her talking trash, or her wanting to be an independent woman. Her strength came from what? Come on, sis. Her femininity. She was a woman. She smelled good, dressed nice, kept her mouth closed. And guess what? She was still what? Seen. She was still seen, right? That's how it go. Let me bring it up so in the I.S.U.P.K. What it meant, it went something like this. Salakia, sir. If I may ask of you, sir, Baba Kushab, please, sir. No sweat, sis. I think you're crazy as hell, lady. See? Read on.
Khan. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
She did what?
Touched the top of the scepter.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou?
Drop down to 6 for me.
Kana, book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 6. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine.
All right, so let me bring y'all up now. They done got together. Now they having a banquet, right? And they all sitting around and they sitting there about to drink some wine. Read on.
Khan, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee.
Whatever you want, you can have. What he's saying? You can have whatever you like. That's what he's saying, right?
Right.
Read on.
And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed.
The king is willing to risk it all for Esther, boy. Half of it all? Good night. You know she had to be thorough, bunker, y'all. Right. Thorough. Half? Read on.
Khan, verse 7. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, I have found favor in the sight of the king.
Mm-hmm.
And if it please the king to grant my petition
Mm-hmm.
and to perform my request,
Mm-hmm.
let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them,
Mm-hmm.
and I will do tomorrow as the king has said.
So she said, you know, I'm gonna cook for y'all come to this banquet. I'm gonna make sure I cook for who? The king and Haman, right? Read on.
Come on, verse 9. Then went Haman forth the day joyful and with a glad heart.
Haman did what?
Went forth that day joyful and with a glad heart.
Haman he was happy when it was, y'all. He was joyful. I remember he was the brother that was trying to kill off her people first, right? So he think that she with him. She going along with me. She's on what? My side. I got her now, you know what I'm saying? Even the queen on my side. She done turned her back on her people, right? Read on.
Come. But
what's that word? But come on.
When Haman saw Mordecai,
He saw who?
Mordecai.
He saw who?
Mordecai.
He looked in the mirror. Who did he see?
Mordecai
He saw Mordecai. Read on.
in the king's gate.
Uh-huh.
But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, he stood not up.
Mm-hmm.
That he stood not up,
Uh-huh.
nor moved for him.
Uh-huh. He did what?
He stood not up.
Meaning what? He didn't stand for him. He didn't show no what? Reverence, right? Read on.
Nor moved for him.
Uh-huh.
He was full of indignation.
What did that mean? You imagine a nigga with an afro, and you think I'm supposed to bow to you. You think I'm supposed to move? Nah, brother, to be posted up. You know, some of the oppressors like they like to walk right up to you, see if you gonna move out the way. Mordecai stood there. You think you are, right? That's a nigga, right? That's you know, so that's the strength that the Lord put in us. Like that's what's in your blood, right? Read on.
Come. He was full of indignation against Mordecai.
He was what?
Full of indignation against Mordecai.
Oh, he hot. Read on.
Verse 10. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself. And when he came home, he sent and called for his friends, Zeresh, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And Haman told them of the glory of his riches
Uh-huh.
and the multitude of his children
Uh-huh.
and all the things wherein the king had promoted him,
Uh-huh.
and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king.
Right. So he was happy. He went home and told his whole family about everything that he had. Drop down to 13 for me.
Come on, the book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yet all this availeth me nothing.
Yeah. What?
All this availeth me nothing.
Now I done got all this. I got all these men that gonna listen to me. I got all this bread. I'm in a prestigious position. Read that verse again.
Yet
what?
All this
Uh-huh.
availeth me nothing.
Uh-huh.
So long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate.
I got all this and know that it don't mean a damn thing. Cause why? Cause that nigga over there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's kind of like me and Officer Sharman was saying. It's like, you know, you go drive through a nice, prevalent, white, oppressive neighborhood.
Come.
And then you see some shade-faced Negro
Yeah.
try to move in there.
Yeah.
If I was white, I'd be offended. I came here not to see your black ass.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
What are you even doing here?
Why are you here? Damn, I was thought
yeah. Everything I amassed means
this
nothing.
a
I see
gated
you.
community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I went to Harvard and Duke to get away from you, you
Yeah.
niggers. And
My children go to a private school. Huh? Y'all messing up for all of us. Why are you kneeling for the flag? This is America, right? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. Read on. What verse you at?
14, sir.
Read on.
Then Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high,
Mm-hmm.
and tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon.
Mm-hmm. So they made a plan to get rid of Mordecai. They built something specifically made to get rid of Mordecai. All he did was just didn't bow, right? Go to 61, Baba Kushah. We're going to try to get through it.
Book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 1. On that night,
Mm-hmm.
could not the king sleep.
The king couldn't sleep. Read on.
And he commanded to bring the book of the records, the chronicles, and they were read before the king.
And then what we said earlier, right? They read the books, the chronicles about what Mordecai had done for the king. Read on.
And it was found written that Mordecai had told But Bigthana,
Uh-huh.
and Teresh,
Uh-huh.
2 of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus.
Y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember when he went and told the king, he told who? He told Esther that these people trying to kill him. The king, right? Read on.
Verse 3. And the king said, what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this?
Did we reward Mordecai, right? Read on.
Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him,
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing done for him.
Right.
And the king said, who is in the court?
Mm-hmm.
Now Haman was coming to the outward court of the
Uh-huh.
king's house.
So imagine this. Like Haman was, you know what I'm saying? The king is like, did we give him anything? Well, he did this for me and we didn't give him nothing. Oh, we got a reward. We got to do something for this man, right? Now Haman is coming. He don't know what's going on. You know, he looking through the bush. Now Haman walking through, right? Read.
Now Haman was coming to the outward court of the king's house
Uh-huh.
to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
Go ahead.
And the king servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court.
Mhm.
And the king said, let him come in.
Right.
So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor?
He asked Haman a question like, hey, there's a man that I want to honor. Mind you, he didn't tell him who it was, right? You know what I'm saying? He said, there's a man who I want to honor. Because Haman wasn't there in the beginning, right? Y'all follow me, correct? So he was like, man, I want to do something for somebody that I want to honor. Read on.
Kawakan. Now Haman thought in his heart,
Mhm.
to whom would the king delight to do honor more than myself?
Now, it's just like an oppressor right here, show me, y'all. Who are you going to honor them more than me? Who deserves to be honored more than me, king? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, right? Read on.
Kawakan. And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor, let the royal apparel be brought, which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon his head.
Now, why is Haman saying this? Come on, Cordon.
Man, you know, just like what I said earlier, he think he the king. So
Oh.
he think he want to be better than the king.
Yeah.
So he want everything the king has.
Yeah, he think he gonna be the one that get honored, ain't he? You know what I'm saying? Read on, Kawal.
Kalawakar. And let this apparel and the horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man withal whom the king delighteth to honor.
Yeah, so so Haman is saying all the things that should be done to this man, right? This is how you will honor a man. You know what I'm saying? Haman is he thinking he's setting himself up, right? This is what you should do to honor a man. Read on, Kawal.
And bring him on horseback through the street of the city,
so everybody can see it. Read on.
and proclaim before him,
Uh-huh.
thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
Yeah, these things here should be done to the king that, you know what I'm saying, to the man that that honors the king, that we want to honor, right? Read on.
Then, verse 10, then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, and as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Do what?
Do even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Are you serious? He said, do what?
Even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Now all the things you just said, that all the things that Haman wanted, that he thought he was getting a reward. What did the king say? Now you take that reward, right, and you go give it to who, Kawal?
Make haste and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Now you take all this stuff that you said, take it over and give it to Mordecai, the Jew. Oh my goodness. Read on.
That sitteth at the king's gate.
Mm-hmm.
Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback through the street of the city.
So what just happened? He sent a white boy to give a nigga some praise. You know what I'm saying? Right? Read on.
And proclaim before him, thus shall it be done unto the man who the king delighteth to honor.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And Mordecai came again into the king's gate, but Haman hasted to his house mourning and having his head covered.
What was Haman doing? What was Haman doing? He ran to his house. What he was doing, Shamil?
A little girl.
Yeah, he was crying. Hey, you get it? You get the Mordecai? He was crying so much he had to do what? He covered his head. Good night, boy. Go to chapter 7, verse 7 and 1, Bible Kusha.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen.
Uh-huh.
And the king said unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine,
Go ahead.
why is thy petition, Queen Esther, and it shall be granted of thee?
Uh-huh.
And what is thy request, and it shall be performed?
So the king still asks, he's still trying to give her the world. He's still trying to put it all out there, Quadon. He said, whatever you want, you can have whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? He's setting it up for her, right? Read on.
Verse 3. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king.
She's still nice and sweet. So like you said, if I have found, maybe it's so, Lord. You know what I'm saying? She poured it on real thick, right? That's the strength of a woman. Huh? It ain't you my husband. You supposed to do this for me. You supposed to be my bills. You supposed to give me whatever the hell I want. She pouring it on nice and thick, right? Read on.
Hold
on, Salaki. She's showing her power of what, sis? Her what? Power of femininity, right? Read on. Salaki.
O king. And if it please the king,
king, if it be okay with you, sir. Come on.
If it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition,
Uh-huh.
and my people at my request.
Right. Now, she would have said anything to that, it could have cost her goddamn life. And she could have done like some of the sisters do nowadays. You know, women sometimes put their finger in your face like this. You know what I'm talking about? You hit some of the sisters, they'll thump you on your head. Hope y'all never bumped into them sisters like that long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 4, for we are sold,
Uh-huh.
I and my people, to be destroyed,
Uh-huh.
to be slain, and to perish.
Now she understands this because she knew that they were slaves. You understand? She knew that they people had come there in captivity, but that was an evil that was trying to come up against them that her people were not prepared for. Read on.
Mm-hmm. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen,
right,
I had held my tongue,
Uh-huh.
although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Right. She said, hey, well, now I know I was sold for a slave. You know what I'm saying? I don't help. I know my place. But this right here that's taking place, this ain't right, King. This ain't right, baby. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Then the king of Assuerus answered, said unto Esther the queen, who is he and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so?
Hold on, baby. Who trying to hurt you? Who trying to do such a thing to such a pretty lady like you? Who would do such a thing to that? Sis, who trying to harm you? Who? What is the man saying? Now hey, look, Kawal, who do such a thing to you? Babe, whatever you need, I got it. Guess what she said? Read the next verse.
Verse 6, and Esther said, the adversary and enemy is the wicked Haman.
What does that look like? Imagine all them sitting down around for dinner, right? And she being all nice. Hey, Shalom. How was your mother? Bless you, Lord Jesus. You know what I'm saying? She doing all that. And she said, my people, I know I've been a slave. And he like, who trying to harm you? And guess what she did? Like a real good sister. Haman. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She played her role, right? She set it up just fine. She used her what? She used her femininity, right? She said, the king said, who would do such a thing? She said, Haman, that white boy. You know what I'm saying? Right? Read on, Kawal.
And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman.
This who?
This wicked Haman.
See, our sisters nowadays don't know how to do this. Don't know how, instead of them being nice and what? Feminine, right? Instead of them talking to them, first thing they do is sick child support on you, right? First thing they want to do is call the police on you, right? First thing they want to do is call the cousin up to come put paws on you instead of talking to you. Instead of women using their femininity to talk to their husbands. You don't take all that to talk to a man. Every woman on the earth know how to get their man's attention, just like Esther did. Put on some of that. What kind of music you be listening to, Bunker, y'all? Look, that's Saba Baby. No, my bad, it's a like everything out there. You know what I'm saying? You still listen to that 2 Live Crew? Okay. right? You know what I'm saying? All the sisters know how to get their man's attention. And Esther did too. And she did it for who? Her people. Right? Read on, Kowal.
Khan. The book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 6,
Mhm.
at the bottom. Then Haman was afraid before the king
He
and
was-
the queen.
He was what?
Afraid before the king and the queen.
Come on.
Verse 7. And the king arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath.
He got up. He was so goddamn mad. Show me how he got. Damn. He supposed to be my right hand man. You trying to come at my girl people like this? Come on.
Khan. In his wrath went into the palace garden.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna get out of here. I can't take this no more. Read on.
Khan. And Haman stood up to make requests for his life to Esther, the queen.
So what is Haman doing? He begging Esther, please, hey, listen. I know. Cause he already know that the king gonna do whatever the hell she say do, right? She got him wrapped around her finger, right?
Right.
Come on, Kowal.
First it was kill all the Jews. Now it's kumbaya.
Yeah. Get rid of them. How much money we gonna put on their head?
Right.
Now he's like, that's the oppressor. Right. Can we all just what? Get along? Huh? Can we all get that right? Read on.
Khan. Slakia. And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Come on.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of the wine. And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereof Esther was.
Who bed was he laying on?
Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
Now he done laid on Esther's bed, man. Come on now. Read on.
Then said the king, will he force the Slakia? Okay. Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house?
What does he say over here, Kowal? What's going? Come on. What you got, Quadon?
He asked him like, dang, after all this, you gonna sit here and make my wife slay with you in my house?
Yeah, you still gonna try to what? Do you know what you know what this woman mean to me? You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Khan. As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Harpanah, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai.
Who he made it for?
For Mordecai.
He made it for who?
Mordecai.
He made a gallows for Mordecai. Come on.
Who had spoken good, for the king standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon.
He did what?
The king said, hang him thereon.
I'm gonna finish it right there. I know we over time, but is that in on that, Kowal? Finish
Verse
reading.
10. So they hanged Haman.
They did what?
Hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Get a Lord a hand for that, man. What damn? Y'all gotta understand that everything that the oppressor is trying to do against you, every single thing that he coming up, all these devices that they try to come up to destroy us. Guess what? If you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord gonna be in your favor, man. You understand? You gotta know, like, man, let me do the right thing for my brothers and my sisters. The Lord gonna be on your side. It's in our records of what the Most High will stand for and what He will not stand for. He'll stand for a sister that is just, that believes in honoring her husband and fighting for her people. He won't stand for somebody who's going to be disrespectful. This sister was raised. That is our women. That's what our women were in the earth. Our sisters have always stood out in the earth. But now our women are standing out for some of the most heinous things you can ever think of in the earth as a woman. You take that femininity and you work it like you never worked it before. You understand? You go out there and use it the right way, and the nation would change overnight, man. Brothers, we start recognizing the feminine sisters and stop rewarding these hoes, man. Stop giving them the credit that they think they deserve. Start telling them to cover up and watch what'll happen. Because if not, just like Vashti was, all the other women gonna start to believe on him. What type of woman do you want? You want a type of woman that's gonna listen to Vashti and follow her example, or you want a sister that's gonna act like Esther? She did what Mordecai commanded her to do, and it was to always stand up for her people. And with that, I'm gonna turn the class over and preach the prophet of the Lord. Shum y'all the water.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew, my Ishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. The priest fund is a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Passover, and that is April 15th. Salakia, April 15th. And any brother want to be in the be a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all boots. All black boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. And with that, a majim. Sisters remain seated. We're gonna render one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, a Madim Shabbat. Sisters, please stand. Men of Israel, saw. We're gonna render one courtesy salute to the sisters. Madim Shabbat. Amadim. Rock. Y'all in the top. We're gonna do prayers as correct, sir? Okay, sorry, face the east.